You think you can seduce him? Victoria Langford snarled, storming into the Manhattan high-rise office, her manicured finger jabbing at Jasmine Rivera. Jasmine rose calmly, white silk blouse fluttering. Alexander Harrington emerged from the boardroom, recorder in hand. Enough, he said icily. The wedding's off, because I'm in love with her. Silence crashed like glass. Midtown Friday rush hour. Vote 1 if this hook grabs you, 0 if not. Will Alex's empire crumble under scandal? Does Jasmine want his heart or just justice? Stay till the end. Secrets unravel in ways no one predicts. Their story? Your guesses in comments. Alexander Harrington stood on the balcony of his Manhattan penthouse, the Hudson River glittering below like a vein of liquid gold under the dawn light. At 32, he had clawed his way from a cramped garage in Silicon Valley. Wait, no, from the dusty suburbs of California, where dreams were just excuses for the broke, to the pinnacle of global real estate. Harrington Global wasn't just a company. It was an empire forged in sleepless nights, ruthless negotiations, and deals that toppled competitors like dominoes. Billions in assets, skyscrapers piercing skylines from New York to Dubai, resorts that made the ultra-rich beg for reservations. Alex gazed at the city waking up, his reflection in the glass sharp-suited and unyielding. Success had armored him, or so he believed. It sharpened instincts, revealed truths about people, their greed, their loyalty, their worth. Money didn't lie, people did. But deep down, in the quiet before the chaos, a flicker of doubt stirred. Had he become too good at reading the world, or had he forgotten how to feel it? His phone buzzed on the marble counter inside. A text from Victoria Langford. Can't wait for tonight's fitting. You're mine, Alex. Forever. He smiled faintly, pocketing it. Vicky, the woman who matched his world perfectly. They met 2 years ago at a summit in Dubai, where the air smelled of oud and ambition. She was a supermodel turned investor, her white skin glowing under chandeliers. Blonde hair cascading like a waterfall of privilege. Old money family, connections that opened doors Alex's billions alone couldn't. She understood the game, the galas, the private jets, the way power tasted like champagne on ice. Their whirlwind romance exploded into headlines. Billionaire, air snag, supermodel stunner. The engagement ring, a 20-carat diamond that could fund a small nation, sealed it. Vogue cover, dueling interviews on late-night shows. Everyone envied them. The golden couple. Alex sipped his black coffee, the bitterness grounding him. He remembered the proposal on that yacht off the Amalfi Coast. Fireworks bursting overhead, Vicky's eyes wide with tears. Genuine, he thought. Yes, Alex, 1,000 times. Yes! Her voice had echoed over the waves, and for a moment he felt invincible. Love? Maybe not the fairy tale kind, but the practical sort. Partnership. She got his drive, didn't flinch at the 80-hour weeks. They planned a wedding that would eclipse celebrity spectacles. 500 guests, a venue in the Hamptons, designers fighting to dress her. Alex's chest tightened with anticipation. This was winning. Everything aligned. Down in the lobby of Harrington Global's headquarters, a sleek tower of glass and steel in Midtown, Jasmine Rivera stepped out of the elevator on her first day. Her heart pounded like a drum in a silent room. From the projects in Chicago, where gunshots were lullabies and hope was a luxury, to Harvard on a full scholarship. She'd fought for this. Real estate wasn't just buildings. It was a transformation, turning blighted lots into homes, communities into legacies. Her long dark hair swayed as she walked, emerald mermaid skirt hugging her curves, white ruffled silk blouse, a touch of elegance she'd splurged on. Nervous, terrified, but ready. This job could rewrite her story. The office buzzed with controlled chaos. Executives in tailored suits barked into phones, screens flashing market data. Jasmine's desk was prime, right outside the CEO's suite. Alex had hired her himself after her interview pitch. A model for affordable housing integrated with smart tech, slashing costs by millions. You're a game changer, he'd said, his blue eyes appraising but warm. She believed him. By midday, she'd immersed herself, fingers flying over the keyboard, optimizing project management software. If we streamline permits here, she muttered to a junior analyst, we save 12% on timelines for the Singapore Tower. The guy nodded, impressed. Jasmine felt a rush. Belonging. This was her element. Then the doors swung open. Victoria Langford strode in like she owned the place, which soon she would. Heels clicking on marble, designer bag swinging. She was here for the wedding talk, but her eyes scanned the room predatorily. Spotting Jasmine presenting a quick report to the team, Vicky's smile froze. The secretary, poised, radiant, ideas flowing like she belonged at the table. Something twisted in Vicky's gut. Jealousy? Insecurity? No one upstaged her, especially not some upstart. Alex emerged from his office, arms open. Vicky, perfect timing. He kissed her cheek, inhaling her expensive perfume. She clung a second too long, glancing at Jasmine. Who's the new girl? Her tone was sweet but laced with venom. Jasmine Rivera, top of her class, killer ideas. Alex beamed with pride, oblivious. Vicky's eyes narrowed fractionally. Charming. She turned to Jasmine. Honey, could you fetch me a latte? Extra hot, almond milk, no foam. It wasn't a request. Jasmine paused mid-sentence with the analyst, but nodded professionally. Of course, Ms. Langford. Inside a twinge. Secretary duties, but first day, play nice. As Jasmine headed to the kitchen, Vicky leaned into Alex. She's efficient, but is she qualified for more than coffee runs? A seed planted, casual as gossip. Alex chuckled. Give her time. She's gold. But Vicky's mind raced. That confidence, that beauty, it threatened. Back home that night in their penthouse, she paced. Alex reviewed contracts on the couch. Babe, your new secretary, she's a bit forward, don't you think? Always around. He looked up, brow furrowed. Forward? She's dedicated. Vicky sat close, hand on his knee. Just saying. Watch her. Women like that climb any way they can. Her voice dripped concern, but her heart burned. Alex brushed it off, pulling her into a kiss. Trust. He trusted Vicky. Days blurred into a rhythm. Jasmine thrived, her proposals earning nods in meetings. Alex found himself lingering at her desk, discussing urban renewal. Your Chicago roots give you edge, he'd say, genuinely intrigued. She blushed under his gaze, but kept it professional. Admiration, nothing more. Vicky visited more. Always tasked for Jasmine. Reschedule my spa. Wait, no. Cancel it. You're useless. Snapped over speakerphone. Loud enough for the floor to hear. Jasmine bit her tongue, redoing itineraries till perfection. Exhaustion crept in, but she pushed. This was her shot. One evening, Alex stayed late. Vicky called. Darling, come home. Champagne chilling. He promised soon, but Jasmine dropped off files. Mr. Harrington, the Dubai projections. Alex, he corrected softly. Great work, Jazz. She smiled, weary but bright. For a split second, their eyes locked. Something electric. Then gone. Vicky, sensing distance, amped up. At a company mixer, she pulled Alex aside. That secretary, Jasmine, she's flirting. I see it. He laughed. You're imagining. But doubt wormed in. Success had made him blind, Vicky thought triumphantly. The empire was his, but she'd ensure no one stole her throne. Alex lay awake that night, Vicky asleep beside him. Was she right? No. Jasmine was an asset. Yet the seed sprouted. Emotions tangled. Pride in his world, love for Vicky, intrigue with Jazz. The golden couple's facade cracked, invisible for now. Jasmine, in her tiny apartment, stared at the ceiling. Hold on, she whispered. Dreams didn't come easy. The stage set, tension simmering beneath polished surfaces. Jasmine Rivera settled into her desk the next morning, the city's hum filtering through the floor-to-ceiling windows like a distant heartbeat. The high of her first week lingered, a quiet triumph amid the spreadsheets and site blueprints. She'd already flagged inefficiencies in the Singapore Tower supply chain, her notes earning a quick email from Alex. Brilliant catch, Jazz. Implement it. His approval warmed her more than it should. A spark she quickly extinguished. Professional. Always. Across the open-plan floor, whispers rippled when Victoria Langford arrived unannounced, her presence slicing through the morning routine like a designer knife. She carried a garment bag over one arm, wedding planner in tow, a harried woman clutching swatches and mood boards. Vicky's eyes locked on Jasmine immediately, that initial flicker of envy now a steady flame. How dare this woman command attention without trying? Vicky had spent years curating her image, every pose calculated for cameras. Jasmine just existed, effortlessly magnetic. "Darling," Vicky called, air-kissing Alex as he stepped out to greet her. Her voice carried performative sweetness masking the edge. Alex hugged her briefly, distracted by a buzzing phone. "We need to finalize the Hamptons venue and the cake tasting. God, the drama with that pâtissier." Jasmine rose politely, offering a neutral smile. "Good morning, Ms. Langford. Coffee?" Vicky waved her off with a laugh that didn't reach her eyes. "No thanks. I'm watching my figure for the dress." She turned to the planner. "Show him the emerald accents. Matches the ocean view." But as the planner unfurled fabrics on a conference table, Vicky's gaze drifted back to Jasmine, who was pulling up venue schematics on her screen. "Actually," Vicky interjected loudly, "could you pull the guest list? I need to cross-reference RSVPs and make sure the florist confirms orchids. White only. None of that tacky, mixed nonsense." Jasmine nodded, fingers already typing. It wasn't her job, strictly, but flexibility was key in a place like this. She felt Vicky's stare boring into her back, a prickle of unease. Why the intensity? She'd done nothing but excel. By lunch, the task snowballed. Vicky texted Alex, "Tell your girl to book my jet for Paris, fitting with Vera Wang." Alex forwarded it without question. Jasmine confirmed the flight, then fielded Vicky's follow-up call. "Change it to the larger Gulf Stream and pack my luggage list. Email it now." The list arrived, 47 items down to specific jewelry pairings. Jasmine's stomach knotted. This wasn't assistance. It was servitude. In the boardroom that afternoon, the team gathered for the Singapore project update. Alex chaired, his presence commanding yet fair. Jasmine presented her optimized model, projections showing 18% cost savings through local sourcing and modular construction. Charts glowed on the screen, her voice steady, passionate. "This isn't just cheaper, it's sustainable. Green roofs, solar integration, appeals to eco-conscious investors." Nods around the table. A senior VP leaned forward. "Jazz, this could set a new standard for our Asian portfolio." Alex's eyes lit with genuine pride. "Exactly why I hired her. Roll it out." Then Vicky, lounging in a guest chair with her planner, piped up. "Adorable idea, really. But do you truly grasp global logistics? Shipping delays from monsoons? Tariffs? It's not as simple as your little model suggests." Her tone dripped condescension, a smile plastered on like lipstick. "Let me simplify. Stick to what you know, sweetie." The room froze. Jasmine's cheeks burned, humiliation flooding her veins like ice water. She'd crunched the numbers for weeks, accounted for every variable. "I've factored in seasonal risks," she replied evenly, though her voice wavered slightly. "Contingency budgets cover—" Vicky cut her off with a tinkling laugh. "Contingencies? How quaint. Alex, darling, perhaps delegate this to someone with more experience." Alex hesitated, caught between them. Vicky's hand on his arm, possessive. "She's right, Jazz. Refine it with the team lead." Jasmine swallowed the lump in her throat, nodding. Inside, rage simmered, directed not at Alex but at the dismissal. She'd poured her soul into this, drawing from childhood memories of crumbling apartments in Chicago, vowing to build better. Now reduced to adorable. Back at her desk, she reworked the presentation until midnight oil burned her eyes. Emails from Vicky pinged relentlessly. Wrong jet fuel estimate, do it again. Guest list missing the Vanderbilts. Incompetent. Each correction a tiny dagger, eroding her confidence. Sleep came in fits, dreams haunted by falling buildings and mocking laughter. The next day, Vicky escalated. She dropped by the office daily now, under the guise of wedding prep. "Jasmine, darling, alphabetize these invitations. By hand. a stack of 500 envelopes. Jasmine's fingers cramped after hours, ink smudging from haste. Colleagues shot sympathetic glances but said nothing. Vicky was the future Mrs. Harrington. Crossing her meant career suicide. One afternoon during a site visit briefing for London's Twin Towers, Jasmine suggested adaptive reuse of historic facades to preserve heritage while modernizing interiors. It boosts PR, attracts premium tenants. Alex was intrigued, leaning in. Walk me through the ROI. Before she could, Vicky burst in, arms full of bridal magazines. Alex, look at this gown, lace from Belgium. She plopped them on the table, scattering Jasmine's mock-ups. Oh, sorry, didn't see your papers there. But her foot accidentally kicked a folder under the table. Jasmine knelt to retrieve it, biting back tears of frustration. Vicky hovered. While you're down there, shine my heels? Kidding. But the laugh was hollow, cruel. Alex frowned but distracted himself with the magazines. Beautiful, Vic. That night, alone in her apartment, Jasmine collapsed on the couch, exhaustion weighing like lead. Her mother called from Chicago. How's the big job, mija? It's challenging, Jasmine admitted, voice cracking. Tears flowed freely now. She clawed out of poverty, aced exams while working doubles at diners. This? It felt personal, a wall built to break her. Doubt crept in. Was she good enough? Or just a token? Yet fire sparked beneath the hurt. She opened her laptop, journaling every incident. Dates, quotes, emails, evidence. If this was war, she'd fight smart. Vicky, meanwhile, reveled in her penthouse mirror. Alex showered, oblivious. She sipped wine, replaying the day's victories. That secretary's poise cracked today. Good. No one threatened her spot. Jealousy fueled her, a toxic brew of insecurity from her own climb. Runway rejections, family pressures to marry up. Alex was her prize. Jasmine, a pest to squash. Alex emerged, towel around his waist. You were tough on Jazz today. Vicky pouted, pulling him close. Protecting you, baby. She's ambitious. Too much. Trust me. Her kiss silenced him, but unease lingered in his chest. Jasmine's ideas were solid. Why the hostility? As weeks blurred, the harassment wove into routine. Vicky demanded Jasmine coordinate her bachelorette. Vegas, private suite, celebrity DJ. And don't skimp on the champagne, dom only. Jasmine juggled it with core duties, deadlines slipping. Her performance review loomed. One slip, and, in a rare quiet moment, Alex passed her desk. You okay? You look drained. Jasmine forced a smile, heart fluttering at his concern. Just busy. Wedding prep's intense. He lingered, guilt flickering. Vicky's stressed. Cut her slack. But Jasmine saw the conflict in his eyes, loyalty warring with fairness. She nodded, hiding the ache. Admiration for him grew, complicated by the growing chasm. Vicky sensed the shift, her grip tightening. The game intensified, emotions boiling beneath the corporate gloss. Jasmine's resilience cracked but didn't shatter. Vicky's paranoia deepened. Alex's blindness began to blur. The empire stood firm, but hearts teetered on the edge. The pressure coiled tighter around Jasmine like a serpent in the Harrington Global offices. Weeks melting into a haze of fluorescent lights and endless revisions. Her inbox overflowed with Vicky's demands, each one a veiled barb disguised as urgency. Redo the seating chart. Royals can't sit near the nouveau riche. Book the string quartet, but fire them if they play anything post-Beethoven. Jasmine's fingers ached from typing, her eyes blurred from screens, but she complied, channeling the fury into flawless execution. Sleep became a luxury, snatched in 2-hour bursts before dawn alarms. Dark circles shadowed her face, but she masked them with concealer, refusing to let Vicky see weakness. Colleagues noticed the shift. The junior analyst who'd once praised her Singapore model now avoided eye contact in the elevators. Boss's fiancée, he muttered one day, when Jasmine asked for help on a shared drive. Better not get involved. Isolation crept in, a cold companion. Jasmine ate lunch at her desk, scrolling through old photos of Chicago block parties, reminders of why she fought. Community, legacy. Not this petty power play. Vicky, emboldened by the silence, pushed boundaries. She commandeered the executive lounge for wedding consultations, turning it into her personal war room. Jasmine was summoned daily. Pin these fabric samples, exactly parallel, or you're useless. Pins pricked her fingers, blood dotting the silk swatches. Vicky noticed, smirking. Clumsy today? Stress from overreaching, perhaps? One rainy afternoon, during a critical pitch prep for the London Towers, Jasmine stayed late with the team. Her adaptive reuse plan had evolved. Historic facades preserved, interiors gutted for luxury lofts, projected 25% premium on rentals. Excitement buzzed. Even the CFO nodded approval. Alex popped in, tie loosened. This is gold, Jazz. Present it tomorrow. Hope flickered in her chest, a rare warmth. But Vicky arrived uninvited, dripping wet from a spa emergency. She overheard, eyes narrowing. Presenting? How ambitious. That night, anonymous tips flooded HR. Secretary overstepping boundaries, accessing confidential files. Jasmine's access logs were clean, but the investigation hung like a cloud, forcing her to document every keystroke. Exhaustion peaked. Jasmine collapsed in the restroom, sobs echoing off tiles. Why me? She whispered to her reflection. Memories flooded. Mother scrubbing floors for pennies, promising, education's your way out, baby. Harvard nights studying under streetlights. This job was supposed to be ascension, not degradation. Anger hardened into resolve. She emailed herself backups, building a digital fortress. Alex felt the office tension, a subtle discord amid deal closings. Projects soared. Jasmine's tweaks saved millions. But her spark dimmed. He caught her dozing at her desk one midnight, head on arms. Guilt stabbed him. Jazz, go home. His hand brushed her shoulder, lingering. She startled, eyes meeting his. Vulnerable, yet fierce. I'm fine, Mr. Harrington. But her voice cracked, betraying the toll. Vicky's paranoia festered at home. Alex worked later, distracted. That girl again, she snapped over dinner. She's poisoning the vibe. Alex defended mildly. She's an asset. But Vicky's tears flowed. Crocodile, calculated. You don't see how she looks at you. I'm scared, Alex. He comforted her, doubt gnawing. Love blinded him. Success had taught suspicion of motives, and Vicky played it masterfully. The breaking point came during a company retreat in the Catskills, team building for the executive suite. Jasmine coordinated logistics, cabins, agendas, and dietary needs. Vicky helped, sabotaging subtly. Jasmine's allergy note for a VP vanished. Seafood slipped into a vegan meal. Chaos ensued, fingers pointing at Jasmine. Incompetent, Vicky declared publicly. Alex pulled Jasmine aside in the woods, rain pattering on leaves. What happened? Tears welled despite her will. I triple-checked. Someone changed the files. Her voice broke, raw emotion spilling. Alex saw it then. The exhaustion, the unfairness. His heart twisted. I'll fix this. But Vicky interrupted, arm linked in his. Darling, let's hike. Leave the help to clean up. Back in the city, Jasmine hit rock bottom. A panic attack in the subway. Breaths shallow. She called her mother, voice trembling. I might quit. Mom's response fierce. You bow to no one, Jazz. Fight. Renewed, Jasmine installed a note app, logging every slight. Evidence mounted. Vicky, sensing victory, planned the kill shot. She hired a private investigator, discreet, expensive, to dig into Jasmine's past. Poverty, leverage. But the report came clean. Scholarships, honors, no skeletons. Frustration boiled. I'll make her crack, Vicky vowed to her mirror. Alex, meanwhile, invited Jasmine for a quick review over late-night takeout in his office. No Vicky. They pored over Dubai expansions, laughter slipping in, her wit sharp, his guard down. You get this world, he said softly. Admiration bloomed into something deeper, unspoken. Jasmine felt it too, a dangerous pull, but shoved it away. He's engaged, forbidden. The harassment crested. Vicky demanded Jasmine plan her bridal shower. Theme, enchanted opulence. 50 guests, custom gowns. Deadlines clashed with a major bid. Jasmine worked 20-hour days with health fracturing, migraines, and weight loss. Colleagues whispered, one brave soul slipped her a note. Hang in there. We see. In a final cruelty, Vicky accidentally spilled coffee on Jasmine's laptop during a drop-in. Oops, buy a new one. On your salary? Laughter cold. The device fried, weeks of work lost. Jasmine rebuilt from clouds, tears hot on her cheeks. But in the wreckage, clarity. This ends soon. Alex witnessed the spill, which shocked him. Vicky! But she played innocent, batting lashes. Doubt exploded. That night alone, he replayed moments. Jasmine's dedication versus Vicky's pettiness. Cracks widened. Jasmine, fortified by pain, prepared her stand. The office war raged silently, emotions raw and unraveling. Resilience clashed with cruelty, blindness with awakening. The storm brewed, ready to break. The Catskills retreat lingered like a bruise on Jasmine's spirit, but the city demanded she march on. Back in the tower, the air felt thicker, charged with unspoken alliances and betrayals. She rebuilt her laptop data overnight, fingers numb from cold coffee and determination. No more victim. She'd document, endure, excel. Her Dubai expansion notes, salvaged and sharpened, landed on Alex's desk with a quiet thud. Phase 2, integrated resorts with community hubs, revenue up 22%. He read it in the dawn light of his office, a slow smile breaking. Jasmine wasn't just surviving, she was innovating through the fire. Vicky, however, smelled blood. The investigator's clean report fueled her rage. She'd create the dirt herself. From her Upper East Side salon, she plotted over mimosas with a gossip column friend. Make her look desperate, leaking ideas, maybe flirting for favors. The friend nodded, eyes gleaming at the scandal potential. Vicky's heart raced with vicious thrill. This wasn't just protection, it was possession. Alex was hers, his empire, his name, her future. Jasmine threatened the narrative she'd built. Perfect couple, untouchable. In the office, the sabotage turned digital. Vicky, using a burner account traced to a cafe Wi-Fi, forged emails from Jasmine's address. One to a rival firm. Interested in your offer. Details on Harrington's London bid attached. Fake attachments with altered figures. Another to Alex. Late night again? Meet me in the archive room. Jay sent at 2 a.m. Jasmine discovered the breach during a system audit she initiated herself. Paranoia, now her ally. Horror gripped her. This could end me. HR called her in. The evidence was damning. Her stomach churned, bile rising. Fired, blacklisted, dreams crumbling like the projects she'd fled. Alex stormed into the meeting, face thunderous. Explain. The forged emails glowed on the screen. Jasmine's world tilted, denial stuck in her throat. Not me. Check the metadata. Her voice was steady despite the tremor inside. Terror mixed with fury. She'd trusted the system, played fair. The IT lead, sweating, traced the IP. Cafe, not internal. Alex's eyes darkened. Vicky uses that place. Relief flooded Jasmine, but wariness lingered. Alex dismissed the probe. My mistake. Back to work. But alone with her later, his apology was raw. I should have seen sooner. You're invaluable. His hand on hers, brief, electric. She pulled away, heart pounding. Complicated. Dangerous. Vicky denied everything when confronted privately. Jealous much? She's framing me. Tears, perfect timing. Alex wavered, love's remnants clinging, but seeds of truth sprouted. He hired his own tech, discreet to monitor. Cameras in common areas, logs on guest access. Vicky's visits increased, always with wedding emergencies. Jasmine, vindicated but scarred, threw herself deeper into work. Her sustainable model for Singapore won board approval, green certifications, partnerships with local artisans. Pride swelled, a balm against the wounds. Late nights became voluntary, ideas flowing. Alex joined more discussions, stretching into personal territory. What drives you, Jazz? Really? Over takeout sushi, she opened up. Chicago winters in drafty apartments. Mothers double shifts, vowing to build homes that lasted. Vulnerability cracked her armor. His empathy mirrored back, genuine. Alex shared too. Garage failures, bankruptcy scares, the loneliness of the top. Vicky gets the glamour, but not the grind. Regret tinged his words. Attraction simmered, undeniable. A brush of knees under the desk, lingering glances. Jasmine fought it. Ethics, self-preservation. But in quiet moments, hope whispered. Vicky sensed the shift like a predator. Alex came home late, distant in bed. She amped the wedding frenzy. Fittings, tastings, forcing Jasmine into every detail. Try this veil on for size reference. Humiliation in the mirror. Vicky circling. Not bad, but it'd look cheap on you. Jasmine's reflection stared back, defiant. Inside, rage boiled. Racial undercurrents sharp. Not said, but felt. The email forgery backfired spectacularly. Alex's tech uncovered Vicky's cafe login, her phone pinging the same tower. Proof. His world cracked. That night, pacing the penthouse, fury and betrayal warred. Love, illusion. Vicky slept, oblivious. The next day, he installed hidden cams in his office suite. Legal, his domain. Vicky dropped by, surprising him. Jasmine is outside, organizing files. Through the door crack, Alex watched Vicky rifle through Jasmine's desk, planting a flash drive. Evidence of theft, stolen contracts. His blood boiled. Confrontation brewed. But first, a business trip to Paris, site scouting for a boutique hotel chain. Alex insisted that Jasmine join the team. Your vision's key. Vicky fumed but stayed behind. Media obligations. In Paris, magic and tension intertwined. Jet lag faded over croissants at Café de Flore. Sight walks along the Seine. Jasmine sketching facades. Preserve the Haussmann style. Infuse modern lofts. Alex was mesmerized by her passion. Dinners turned intimate. Wine at a hidden bistro. Laughter over failed deals. Under the Eiffel Tower's sparkle, he stopped her. Jazz, I see you, all of you. His hand cupped her face, thumb tracing her cheek. Kisses inevitable, soft, then urgent. Fireworks in her veins. Joy, guilt, fear. I can't, she whispered, pulling back. You're engaged. Pain etched his features. It's crumbling. Has been. Back in New York, resolve hardened. Alex compiled evidence. Recordings, logs. Vicky's web unraveled. Jasmine, empowered by Paris, led the Singapore pitch solo. Board wrapped. Applause thunderous. Her star rose. Vicky's shadow loomed darker. The climax neared. Vicky, desperate, planned a final strike. A public accusation at the company gala. But Alex was ready. Hearts entangled, truths explosive. The office became a battlefield of emotions. Love awakening, jealousy consuming, justice demanding. The gala ballroom at the Plaza Hotel shimmered under crystal chandeliers. Midtown's elite swirling in tuxedos and gowns like sharks in a gilded tank. Harrington Global's annual celebration masked cutthroat deals behind flutes of vintage Dom Perignon. Alex navigated the crowd with practiced charm, shaking hands, sealing verbal commitments for the Dubai resort phase. But his mind churned. Evidence burned in his inner pocket. Drives, transcripts, the weight of betrayal. Vicky clung to his arm, radiant in a custom gown that screamed old money excess, her smile a weapon. Darling, smile for page 6, she murmured, posing for flashes. Inside, panic clawed. Alex's coldness, post-Paris, had escalated to silence. She needed a spectacle to reclaim him. Jasmine arrived late, breath catching at the opulence. Her invitation, Alex's insistence, felt like a lifeline amid the storm. The emerald skirt from her first day was swapped for a sleek black sheath that hugged her curves, hair cascading in waves. She wasn't here to blend. She was here to belong. Colleagues greeted her warmly now, the Singapore wind fresh in their minds. Jazz, that pitch was legendary, the CFO boomed, clinking glasses. Pride swelled, mending fractures in her soul. But Vicky's glare from across the room sliced like ice. Pure venom. Alex spotted her, heart slamming. Paris lingered. That kiss, her taste, the promise unspoken. He extricated from Vicky. "Excuse me," approaching Jasmine, voice low. "You look incredible." Eyes locked, electricity crackling. She flushed, the pull magnetic. "Thank you. For everything." Vicky watched, nails digging into her palm. "Now." She signaled her planted gossip ally. A junior publicist owed favors. The woman approached Jasmine near the bar. "Ms. Rivera? Quick photo for the newsletter?" Flash, then louder. "Heard you're quite the climber. From secretary to closer to the boss?" Murmurs rippled. Jasmine stiffened, humiliation surging. "Excuse me?" Vicky swooped in, voice amplified for the circle. "Oh, honey, we all see it. Late nights, Paris trips. Desperate much?" Gasps, phones subtly raised. Alex pushed through. "Vicky, stop!" But she was unleashed, jealousy a torrent. "She's been sabotaging me. Forged emails, stealing ideas." "Lies!" Jasmine's voice cut sharply, pain raw. Tears threatened, but fury held them. "You've tormented me for months. Tasks, humiliations, because I threaten your perfect little world?" The room hushed. Alex's face hardened. This was it. He pulled the recorder from his pocket, thumb hitting play. Vicky's voice echoed, tinny but clear. "Kan small I twang tranjoshan, tao sing yen not no." Then the Cafe Logan logs, projected on his phone for nearby execs. "Enough games," Vicky paled, grasping. "Edited. She's framing." "No." Alex's tone was glacial, heartbreak fueling resolve. He'd loved the idea of her status, ease. But Jasmine, real, vulnerable, yet unbreakable. "I have cameras, IT trails. You forged, planted, and harassed. For what? Insecurity?" The crowd parted like the Red Sea. Whispers exploded. Vicky's tears came, real this time, humiliation crashing. "Alex, please, we're perfect together." "Were." He slipped the ring from her finger. She'd worn it defiantly, handed it back. "Wedding's off. Leave." Security materialized, discreet. Vicky sobbed, dragged out amid flashes. Scandal brewed, but Alex stood tall, empire intact, integrity reborn. Jasmine trembled, adrenaline crashing. The room spun, vindication sweet, but exposure terrifying. Alex turned to her, oblivious to stares. "Jazz, I'm sorry, for all of it." His hand found hers, public now. "I was blind. You woke me." Her heart fractured and mended in one beat. Months of pain, doubt, erased. Not yet, but his eyes, sincere, pleading. "Alex." He dropped to one knee, right there amid champagne spills and shocked elites. Not a proposal. Yet. "Forgive me. Let me make this right." Tears spilled. The girl from Chicago, battered but unbowed, nodded. Applause tentative, then thunderous. Colleagues who'd been silenced now cheered. Justice served. Back at the penthouse later, alone, Alex poured whiskey, hands shaking. Loss ached. The life planned, shattered. But freedom rushed in. He texted Jasmine. "Coffee tomorrow? No work. Just us." Her reply, "Yes, but slow." Vicky in a hotel suite raged at mirrors. Calls to lawyers, PR spins. But damage done. Social exile loomed. Jasmine walked home through Central Park, the night air cleansing. Pain lingered, scars deep. But empowerment surged. She'd earned her place, not stolen. The fallout rippled. Board meetings addressed culture, anti-harassment policies drafted, with Jasmine's input. Her promotion whispered, director level soon. Alex grappled with self-reckoning. Success had isolated him. Vicky amplified it. Jasmine humanized. Love, terrifying, real. Their first date, a dawn diner, a greasy spoon, and honest talk. Laughter healed. Trust is built brick by brick, but shadows remained. Vicky's threats, leaks, lawsuits, Jasmine's fears. Was this a rebound? Alex's guilt. Had he used the chaos? Yet the connection deepened. Shared visions, philanthropy arms for affordable housing, Jasmine leading, passion ignited, nights talking dreams, bodies following cautiously. The empire evolved, hearts too. From torment to tentative hope, the story twisted toward truth. The morning after the gala, Manhattan woke to headlines that scorched the tabloids. Harrington dumps supermodel fiancée in epic plaza meltdown for his secretary. Paparazzi swarmed the tower's lobby, flashes popping like gunfire. Alex shielded Jasmine as they entered together, his arm protective around her waist, a gesture that fueled the frenzy. Inside the elevator, silence thick. Her pulse raced. Vindication tasted bittersweet, laced with dread. "This changes everything," she whispered, voice fragile. Alex squeezed her hand. "For the better." But his eyes betrayed turmoil, empire teetering on scandal's edge. Stocks dipped 3% pre-market, board calls flooded. He kissed her forehead impulsively. "Trust me." Upstairs, the office transformed into a war room. PR team huddled, crafting statements. Personal matter resolved. Focus on innovation. Colleagues stared, some with awe, others with judgment. The junior analyst approached Jasmine hesitantly. "That took guts." "Sorry, I stayed quiet." Apologies rippled. Silence's cost laid bare. Jasmine nodded, grace under fire. Inside, empowerment bloomed. She'd shattered the glass ceiling with truth. Alex convened emergencies. "Culture reset," he declared to execs. Mandatory training, anonymous reporting. Jasmine co-leading, her voice steady. "No more fear, merit only." Nods, respect earned through fire. Vicky, holed up in a suite at the Carlyle, plotted revenge. Lawyers on speed dial, NDAs weaponized. She leaked insider tips to gossip sites. Secretary seduced boss for promotion. Twisted narrative spun. But evidence countered. Alex's recordings were released selectively to trusted media. Fiancée's harassment exposed. Public tide turned. Vicky villainized. Brands dropping her. Jasmine's phone exploded. Family, old friends. Mom's call tearful. "Proud, mija, but careful. That world's sharks." Doubt crept. Was this love or fallout? Alex's world swallowed hers. Their first real date, a nondescript cafe in Brooklyn. Disguises, baseball caps, sunglasses. No penthouse glamour. Over lattes, raw honesty. "I ignored the signs," Alex admitted, guilt etching lines on his face. "Success made me arrogant. Thought I deserved ease." His hand trembled as he held hers. Vulnerability stripped his armor. Jasmine's eyes softened, pain surfacing. "You let her break me down. Daily. I questioned everything. My worth, my place." Tears fell. "Why now? Pity? No. Vehement. You, your fire, your heart." Paris wasn't rebound, it was clarity. He recounted nights post-gala, replaying her strength. "I love you, Jazz. Real." Her walls cracked, reciprocal. "Scared, but I feel it too." Kiss tentative, then deepening, hope igniting. Work is intertwined with romance. Jasmine promoted to Director, Asia-Pacific Projects. Office in Shanghai beckoned, her vision for sustainable cities. Alex supported, lead it, but separation loomed, trust tested. Vicky struck back, a lawsuit, breach of engagement, emotional distress. Millions claimed, media circus. Alex's resolve hardened, countersuit for defamation, harassment, court dates set, stress mounted. Nights they escaped to his Hamptons retreat, canceled wedding venue now sanctuary. Walks on beaches, waves crashing like emotions. "Marry me someday?" Alex asked one sunset. No ring, just a promise. Jasmine hesitated, scars fresh. Heal first. Intimacy built slowly. First night together. Tender, exploratory. Bodies speaking what words couldn't. Her curves against his strength. Whispers of pasts, futures. Ecstasy mingled with tears. Release from torment. Challenges persisted. Bored skepticism. Distraction. Alex proved otherwise. Deals closed. Revenues soared under Jasmine's models. Philanthropy launched. Rivera Harrington Foundation. Affordable housing in Chicago. Her leading. His funding. Purpose unified. Vicky's case crumbled. Evidence overwhelming. Settlement forced. She vanished to Europe. tail between legs. But whispers lingered, gold digger labels on Jasmine. She confronted in therapy, solo sessions. Prove them wrong, the counselor advised. Jasmine did. Keynote at Global Summit. Ideas revolutionizing industry. Applause hers alone. Alex proposed properly after a year. Simple bandit on a Chicago rooftop, her old neighborhood below. From garage to this, you complete me. Tears, yes. Wedding, small family wedding. True friends. Vows raw. Respect. Equality. Growth. Empire thrived, diversified. Jasmine's department boomed. Alex learned delegation, balance. Love deepened. Partnership in boardroom, bedroom, life. They faced storms, market crashes, personal losses. But the foundation is solid, forged in adversity. Jasmine mentored young women from backgrounds like hers. Rise above, she'd say. Years on, the penthouse filled with laughter, children's toys scattering marble. Alex watched Jasmine, hair graying, still radiant. Worth every scandal, he murmured. She smiled. We chose real. From hate to harmony, torment to triumph. Their love endured, a beacon. Integrity won, hearts mended. The end, just beginning. The years folded into a rhythm that felt earned, not given. Jasmine Rivera Harrington, name changed legally after a courthouse ceremony, no fanfare, woke before dawn in their Tribeca loft, the city still hushed below. Alex breathed steadily beside her, one arm draped possessively even in sleep. Their daughter Sophia, 2 years old with her mother's dark curls and father's blue eyes, stirred in the next room via baby monitor. Jasmine slipped out, padding to the kitchen for coffee. Motherhood layered new depths, exhaustion, fierce protectiveness, joy that eclipsed boardroom wins. The foundation bore fruit. Thousands housed in Chicago revitalizations, her designs. But nights, doubts whispered, balance or compromise? Alex stirred, joining her. Shanghai launched today, his voice rough with sleep, pride evident. Her team unveiled the Eco-City prototype, modular homes, zero waste. Virtual keynote from home, he handled on site. Separation stung, but trust cemented. Knock 'em dead, Jazz. The call connected, screens lit with applause. Jasmine's passion flowed. Data, visions, lives changed. Not charity, investment in humanity. Cheers, Alex texted from plane. Proud doesn't cover it. Love you. Vicky resurfaced sporadically. Tabloid sightings in Capri, arm candy to fading tycoons. Bitter interviews. He chose ambition over love. Jasmine ignored, focused laser sharp. But one leak hit hard. Old forged emails resurfaced, twisted. Stock dip. Alex is furious. Lawyers are swift. Ancient history. Crisis averted, but Jasmine's anxiety spiked. Postpartum echoes of old torments. Therapy duo now. Vulnerability isn't weakness, the counselor said. Alex opened, success trauma, fear of loss. Jasmine, imposter syndrome, racial microaggressions lingering, healing deep in intimacy, nights raw, reconnecting. Sophia's first steps coincided with the foundation gala. Jasmine hosted, gown flowing, Alex at side. Donors pledged millions. A young scholarship recipient, Chicago Projects, Harvard bound, approached tearfully. You were me. Jasmine hugged her. Now lead. Challenges evolved. Market crash tested empire. Layoffs loomed. Alex agonized. Jasmine proposed pivots, repurposed luxury sites to mixed income. The board resisted. Risky. She fought. Data, passion, won. Jobs saved, model innovative. Respect universal. Personal storms. Miscarriage before Sophia. Grief bonding them. Alex's health scare. Stress-induced arrhythmia. Hospital vigils, vows renewed. No more isolation. Philanthropy expanded globally. Jasmine in favelas, Alex funding. Their son, Mateo, arrived amid an African village groundbreaking. Water systems, homes. Anniversaries are simple. Garage recreations, pizza on floors. From here, Alex toasted. Empire billionfold. Hearts richer. Jasmine mentored board members diversely. Alex delegated present. Legacy, not wealth, but impact. Children are bilingual, grounded. Sophia's questions. Mommy builds houses? Yes, baby. For everyone. One evening, a balcony overlooking lights. Alex. Regrets? Jasmine. Pain shaped us. Choose right. Love endured. Fierce, flawed, forever. From office hate to world change, their story inspired. Integrity's triumph. A decade later, the Harrington Rivera Foundation dominated headlines. Not for scandal, but transformation. Jasmine keynoted at Davos, her voice commanding the hall as her blueprint for equitable cities, affordable, green, connected, rolled out in 10 nations. Governments clamored, investors poured billions. From the front row, Alex watched, silver threading his temples, chest bursting with unfiltered pride. Their twins, Sophia and Mateo, 8 now and spitting images of blended worlds, her curls, his intensity, fidgeted beside him. Mom's a superhero, Sophia whispered, eyes wide. Back in their Tribeca sanctuary, expanded into a warm haven of global artifacts, African masks, Japanese ceramics. Family dinners remained sacred. No phones, just stories. Tell the gala one again, Sophia begged, fork hovering over paella. Alex leaned back, eyes twinkling. Picture this, your mom cool as ice, facing down the dragon lady. Jasmine swatted his arm, laughing. Embellished as always. I was terrified. Mateo the thinker piped up. But Dad, would you really do it again? Lose everything? Alex's gaze locked on Jasmine across the table, raw and unwavering. Every damn second. She's my everything. The kids groaned, but Jasmine's foot nudged his under the table. Electric, eternal. Challenges never vanished. They evolved. Climate catastrophes hammered portfolios, flooded resorts in Miami, wildfires scorching California holdings. Jasmine led the charge. Full divestment from fossil fuels, redirecting to resilient infrastructure. Ethics or extinction, she argued in boardrooms, data unassailable. Alex backed her fiercely, enduring a brutal investor revolt. Stock plunged 22%. Sleepless nights, arguments flaring. You're risking our legacy, one veteran barked. But Jasmine's models proved prophetic. Post-recovery, returns soared 35%. Green bonds flew off shelves. The empire not just survived, thrived, rebranded as the world's most sustainable powerhouse. Vicky Langford, a ghost in irrelevance. Third marriage to a tech bro half her age imploded in court battles. Reduced to hawking overpriced rosé on Instagram Live. Filters heavy. Their paths crossed once, at a foundation auction. Vicky approached, champagne flute trembling. Jasmine, congrats. Eyes darted, envy festering. Jasmine's smile was polite lethality. Thank you. We've come far. Vicky slunk away, defeated. Legacy took tangible form. Jasmine's memoir, From Death to Dominion, shattered sales records. 2 million copies, Oprah's book club. Women from favelas to projects wrote her, You gave me permission. Alex penned Blind Spots, a billionaire's reckoning, an introspective hit exposing male fragility. Together, they keynoted sold-out tours, couples therapy on stage, raw, hilarious. 10th anniversary, Paris Redux. Eiffel Tower bathed in their wedding colors, emerald and gold. Alex knelt on the Champ de Mars, no cameras. Forever, Jazz. Through crashes, kids, chaos. Always, she breathed, pulling him up. The kiss ignited stars. Passion undimmed, deepened by scars. Their children grew rooted. Sophia designing tiny homes at 10, Mateo debating ethics in school clubs. We chose real, Jasmine would say, echoing their vows. From a secretary's torment to global titans, hatred forged unbreakable love. Integrity's quiet roar echoed eternally. What would you have done in Alex's shoes? Walk away from comfort for truth. Drop your thoughts below, your choices, your stories. Thanks for staying till the end. You made this journey real. See you at the next one.